In the heart of Mercantia, nestled among bustling shops, stood Golden Pages Bookstore. This quaint little shop had been a cornerstone of the community for decades, a place where book lovers could lose themselves in the pages of a good story. The exterior, with its charming wooden sign and large windows, invited passers-by to step inside and explore the literary treasures within. Mr. Bennet, a kind man with a passion for literature, owned the shop. He had inherited it from his father and had spent his entire life surrounded by books. His love for literature was evident in the way he spoke about his favorite authors and the care he took in recommending books to his customers. He poured his heart into curating a diverse collection. From classic novels to contemporary bestsellers, Golden Pages had something for everyone. Mr. Bennet took pride in knowing his customers' preferences and often set aside books he thought they would enjoy. His dedication to the store was unwavering, and he spent countless hours organizing the shelves and ensuring that every book was in its rightful place. Despite his efforts, Golden Pages struggled. The rise of online retailers and large bookstore chains had made it difficult for small independent shops like his to survive. Foot traffic had dwindled, and the once bustling aisles of Golden Pages were now often empty. Mr. Bennet watched with a heavy heart as fewer and fewer customers walked through the door. Online retailers and large chains cast long shadows. They offered convenience and discounts that Mr. Bennet simply couldn't compete with. The allure of one-click shopping and the vast selection available online drew customers away from local bookstores. The personal touch that Mr. Bennet prided himself on was no match for the impersonal efficiency of the digital age. Mr. Bennet faced a difficult choice: adapt or close his beloved bookstore. The thought of shutting down Golden Pages was unbearable, but he knew that something had to change if the store was to survive. He spent many sleepless nights pondering his options, weighing the pros and cons of various strategies. The future of Golden Pages hung in the balance, and the pressure was immense. One slow afternoon, Mr. Bennet sat amidst towering shelves. The silence was deafening, and the emptiness of the store was a stark reminder of the challenges he faced. He picked up a book from a nearby shelf, hoping to find some solace in its pages. As he read, he couldn't help but reflect on the many years he had spent building Golden Pages and the countless memories he had made within its walls. He reread a cherished marketing book. It was a book he had turned to many times before, filled with insights and strategies for running a successful business. As he flipped through the pages, one particular passage caught his eye. It was a simple yet powerful concept that he had somehow overlooked in his previous readings. The words leapt off the page: "The golden rule of marketing, treat your customers as you would like to be treated." This idea resonated deeply with Mr. Bennet. He realized that he had been so focused on the books themselves that he had forgotten about the people who bought them. The key to saving Golden Pages lay not in the books, but in the experience he provided to his customers. A simple yet profound concept struck a chord within him. He knew that he needed to create a welcoming and enjoyable environment for his customers, a place where they would feel valued and appreciated. This realization sparked a new determination within him, and he resolved to transform Golden Pages into a bookstore that truly catered to its patrons. He looked around at his bookstore. The shelves were filled with wonderful books, but the atmosphere was lacking. The lighting was dim, the layout was confusing, and the overall ambience was uninviting. It was clear that changes needed to be made if Golden Pages was to become a place that people wanted to visit. Was it a place he'd enjoy visiting? Not really. The store needed a complete overhaul, from the lighting to the layout to the customer service. Mr. Bennet knew that he had a lot of work ahead of him, but he was ready to take on the challenge. He was determined to create a bookstore that was not only a haven for book lovers, but also a vibrant and welcoming community space. The lighting was dim, the layout confusing, and the atmosphere uninviting. These were all issues that needed to be addressed if Golden Pages was to thrive. Mr. Bennet began to make a list of all the changes he wanted to implement, from brighter lighting to more comfortable seating areas to a more intuitive layout. He was determined to create a space that was both functional and inviting. He realized he'd been so focused on the books themselves that he'd forgotten about the people who bought them. The key to success lay in creating a positive and memorable experience for his customers. Mr. Bennett began to think about ways to engage with his patrons, from hosting book clubs and author events to offering personalized recommendations and exceptional customer service. A new determination sparked in his eyes. He was ready to take on the challenge of transforming Golden Pages into a bookstore that was not only a haven for book lovers, but also a vibrant and welcoming community space. With renewed energy and a clear vision, Mr. Bennett set to work on making his dream a reality. He would transform Golden Pages into a bookstore worthy of its customers. With a fresh perspective and a renewed sense of purpose, Mr. Bennett embarked on a journey to revitalize his beloved bookstore. He knew that it would be a long and challenging process, but he was confident that with hard work and dedication, Golden Pages would once again become a cherished part of the community. Mr. Bennett realized his marketing efforts had failed. Despite his best intentions, the bookstore wasn't attracting the loyal customer base he had hoped for. He had poured his energy into flashy discounts and eye-catching promotions, believing they would draw in crowds. He'd focused on discounts and promotions, thinking that slashing prices would be the key to success. But the results were disappointing. The foot traffic was inconsistent, and the sales figures were far from impressive. He hadn't considered what customers truly desired. They weren't just looking for bargains. They were seeking a place where they could feel at home, a sanctuary where they could lose themselves in the world of books. The golden rule became his guiding principle: treat others as you would like to be treated. This simple yet profound idea sparked a transformation in his approach. He would prioritize customer experience above all else. He began to engage with his customers, listening to their feedback and understanding their needs. He realized that creating a welcoming atmosphere was more important than any discount. He started by asking himself, if I were a customer, what would make me love this bookstore? He envisioned a place where people could relax, explore and connect with others who shared their passion for reading. He envisioned a warm and welcoming environment where book lovers could browse comfortably, discover new authors and connect with fellow bibliophiles. The ambience would be inviting, with cozy nooks and soft lighting that encouraged people to linger. He knew he needed to make some drastic changes. The layout of the store needed to be more intuitive, the seating more comfortable, and the overall experience more enjoyable. He decided to renovate the bookstore. This wasn't just about a fresh coat of paint. It was about reimagining the entire space to better serve his customers. He would install comfortable seating areas, improve the lighting, and create an atmosphere that invited people to stay and explore, and reorganize the bookshelves for easier navigation. The goal was to make every visit a delightful experience, where finding a book was as enjoyable as reading it. He also planned to create a space for author events and book club meetings. These events would foster a sense of community, turning the bookstore into a hub for literary enthusiasts. Mr. Bennett put his plan into action. He invested in comfortable armchairs and warm lighting, creating inviting nooks throughout the store. He rearranged the bookshelves, grouping similar genres and adding helpful signage. The once cramped and dimly lit bookstore transformed into a haven for book lovers. He didn't stop there. Mr. Bennett trained his staff to be more than just cashiers. He encouraged them to engage with customers, offer personalized recommendations, and share their passion for books. He wanted every interaction to be genuine and meaningful. Word spread about the new Golden Pages. Customers loved the warm atmosphere and the helpful staff. They appreciated the personal touch and the genuine interest in their reading preferences. The bookstore was no longer just a place to buy books. It was a destination, a community hub for book lovers. Sales increased steadily. More importantly, a loyal customer base emerged. People returned to Golden Pages not just for the books, but for the experience. They brought their friends and family, spreading the word about the bookstore that truly cared. Section 5. Empathy, the heart of connection. The golden rule of marketing, as Mr. Bennett discovered, is simply about empathy. It's about understanding and caring for the needs of your customers. It's about putting yourself in their shoes and asking what would make their experience better. Empathy means listening attentively to your customers, both what they say and what they don't say. It means paying attention to their feedback, both positive and negative. It means going the extra mile to make them feel valued and appreciated. Section 6. Respect, building trust and loyalty. Respect is the other side of the golden rule coin. It's about treating your customers with dignity and fairness. It's about valuing their time, their opinions, and their business. Respect means being transparent in your dealings. It means honoring your commitments. It means resolving issues promptly and fairly. It means treating your customers with the same respect you would expect for yourself. Section 7. The golden rule in action. The golden rule of marketing isn't just a feel-good philosophy, it's a powerful business strategy. It's about treating your customers the way you would want to be treated. This simple yet profound principle can transform your business. When you put your customers first, you create a virtuous cycle of loyalty and growth. Customers who feel valued and appreciated are more likely to return and make repeat purchases. Happy customers become repeat customers. They tell their friends and family about their positive experiences, spreading the word about your business. They become your most powerful advocates. Word-of-mouth recommendations are incredibly valuable and can significantly boost your business's reputation and reach. Implementing the golden rule doesn't require grand gestures. It's about the small, everyday actions that show your customers you care. It's about the small, everyday actions, the little things that make a big difference. Greeting customers with a genuine smile, making them feel welcome and appreciated from the moment they walk in. Remembering their names and preferences, showing that you value them as individuals and not just as transactions. Offering helpful advice and recommendations, guiding them to find exactly what they need. Going the extra mile to resolve problems, ensuring that every customer leaves satisfied, and saying thank you like you mean it. A heartfelt thank you can leave a lasting impression and make customers feel truly valued. Section 8. Reaping the rewards of customer centricity. The long-term benefits of applying the golden rule are substantial. It leads to increased customer loyalty. Customers stay loyal to businesses that treat them well. Positive word-of-mouth marketing. Happy customers become brand ambassadors. Improved brand reputation. A reputation for excellent customer service is invaluable. Increased profits. Loyal customers lead to sustainable business growth. The golden rule is not about manipulation or short-term gains. It's about building genuine, long-lasting relationships with your customers. It's about creating a business that people love and trust. Section 9. A legacy of loyalty. Mr. Bennett's story demonstrates the power of the golden rule. By putting customers first, he not only saved his bookstore but transformed it into a thriving hub for the community. He proved that success in business is not just about profits, but about building meaningful connections. The golden rule of marketing is a timeless principle. It's a reminder that behind every transaction is a human being. By treating our customers with empathy and respect, we create businesses that are not just successful, but also make a positive impact on the world.